A pleasant day to everyone. So today we will be talking about production process behavior of profit maximizing firms, including its perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and the monopoly. Also, we will be discussing about the income and substitution effects of a price change. Also, we will be discussing the private goods and the public goods, as well as for the market failure and the positive externalities. Income and substitution effects of a price change. Price of a good or service either falls or rises. Underneath falls, we have household is better off, and then income effect as well as for the household buys more. Underneath the falls, opportunity cost of the good falls, and then there becomes substitution effect as well as for household buys more. Underneath the rises, household is worse off, and then it comes to income effect and household buys less, and then opportunity cost of the goods rises. And then there becomes substitution effect and household buys less underneath rises. Underneath falls, they buy more, and then rises, they buy less. Substitution effect. What is substitution effect? Substitution effect is wherein there are two brands, which are brand A and brand B. In brand A, for example, sets as a cheaper brand and brand B sets as an expensive brand. In substitution effect, you will be choosing always the cheaper brand instead of the expensive brand. That is called ceteris paribus. Underneath the substitution effect, the opportunity cost of present consumption is now higher, which is why, given the law of demand, the household would need to save more and work more. As well as for the income effect, their priority is leisure over work. Leisure over work because higher wage means that households can now afford more leisure than work because they have saved more while they were working before. The three markets are the output market, labor market, and the capital market. As for the output market, we are the consumers, and the labor market, not on the demand side because we contribute our demand on the supply side. As for the input markets, as known as the capital market, they are examples of contributors for markets, which is, for example, a bank is a borrower and then you're gonna lend it to a person. That person is called the capital market. The income effect is a passive income in which households will now earn more on all previous savings. So that means they will save less and they will be focusing on leisure and not on work anymore. Perfect competition happens in real life and products are not identical. Perfect competition is used to analyze industries better and to know how some industries behave. Under perfect competition, there are the sellers and then there has many buyers, and the buyers that has many sellers and the products that are identical. Underneath perfect competition, there is monopoly, oligopoly, and monopolistic competition. In monopoly, the products are unique and no point of comparison. It is a unique and it has no substitution. It has one seller only and many buyers. As for oligopoly, they are the ones that control majority, and they have different sellers but the same producers, which is convenient. Underneath oligopoly, there are few sellers and many buyers. As for monopolistic competition, they have a monopoly of their own brand. The behavior of profit-maximizing firms. 3 decisions that all firms must make include how much output to supply. Under that, we should conduct a market research about the demand, either interview people or make a survey or have a focus group discussion. Second, which production technology to use. Third, how much of each input to demand. Profit or economic profit is the difference between total revenue and total cost. Total revenue is the amount received from the sale of the product. The total cost or total economic cost. It is out-of-the-pocket costs, normal rate of return on capital, opportunity cost of each factor of production. Underneath out-of-pocket costs, it is normally counted as a total cost. Normal rate of return on capital is a rate of return on capital. And lastly, for opportunity cost of each factor of production, even if you borrowed something or you had it for free, there is always a cost for that. Public goods and private goods. Public goods are non-excludability, means you don't interfere with the quantity available to others. For example, when person A is using something, there is no rivalry consumption for anyone else, because it is a public good that anyone could use. Non-rivalry means you don't interfere with the quality available to others. As for private goods, it is excludable and it is rivalrous. Because excludability meaning private goods are excludable and rivalrous. Excludability deals with the quantity of consumption. Rivalry dealing with quality of consumption. When free riding is taken advantage, public goods are underused, which is where the government comes in to collect tax to put up a public good that is beneficiary to the society. It is an additional cost by taxes, fines, regulations, which people pay the taxes and the government provides with the goods. Market failure is when the outcome of a free market differs from the socially optimal outcome. The types of market failures are public goods, adverse selection, and moral hazard. In public goods, it is not clear on who should pay, and the adverse selection, for example, is a health insurance. In moral hazard, it is a commodity or service of a risky behavior. For example, the cars that has airbags that increase fatal accidents. Positive and negative externalities. Positive externalities is where you make choices that benefits to others. Social benefits equals the private benefits plus the external benefits. In social benefits, that is where you exceed private benefits. For example, is education. It serves as a higher, better future. In the free market education that will be underproduced, decision makers to internalize the external effect, and the government will provide it. For the positive, they will make in negative externalities, that is where they impose costs on anyone not involved in a decision, which leads to a third-party cost. That is a negative externality. Externalities occur when costs or benefits a person or persons that are not involved in the decision making.